Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Mezco Toyz Gotham by Gaslight Batman and the Victorian Vigilante Accessory set. If Saturday morning cartoons fueled your imagination as a kid and powers your action figure collecting now as an adult, then you're in the right place. Thanks for stopping by and welcome to Saturday Morning Toy Collector. And if you like my content, please consider subscribing. All right, taking a closer look at the front of the package here. This is beautiful. I love it. It says Mezco exclusive right here in the top corner. And the reason I love this box so much is it's because it's an exact replica of the Gotham by Gaslight comic. And this is my copy signed by Mike Mignola right there. It's one of my prized possessions. I really should have it slabbed, but I just haven't. That's why I love the cover of the box. It's so faithful in its representation. We got some nice Mike Mignola Batman art there. We have all of this stuff on the back, these beautiful shots. It says includes One-12 glider, includes cloak with integrated posing wire, more Mike Mignola art on the side, nothing going on the bottom, just the logo for the collection up top. And there you have it. That's the box. So let's also take a look at the box for the Victorian Vigilante Accessory Pack. This thing is pretty plain. This is the set of exclusive items that go very well with this Gotham by Gaslight Batman. So let's get them all opened up and see what they're doing. All right, taking a closer look at all the accessories that come with Batman himself. We're going to start off with his different hands that he comes with, and it's quite a few. We have two open gripping hands, and these are going to be for the glider. They're kind of rubbery, so they should pose no problem opening up and attaching to the glider control handles. Our next set of hands are some hands that are made for throwing his little throwing knives or holding his throwing knives. You can see they fit in there very nicely between the first finger and the thumb, and they look very natural holding those little blades. We also have a few unique hands. We have a right hand that's sort of outstretched, kind of gesturing, or maybe like a karate chop hand. We have a gripping hand for, got those butterfingers. We have a gripping hand on his left hand, but that's also but the fingers should kind of grip in there, just kind of like the Predator would hold his blade that he threw. But you can see how the fingers do kind of fit in those holes, or at least they're supposed to. I have this turned funny, so when I'm pressing it, it's trying to collapse the batarang and fold it in on itself. But yeah, that's what this hand is for. You can also just use it for gesturing and holding. Here we have a trigger finger hand, although he doesn't come with any kind of guns to use this trigger finger hand with. So you could use it for pointing. That's what the accessory pack is going to add to this collection. He does come with a right hand with some brass knuckles, which looks really cool. He does come with a loose mask, which is really cool. You can see how it's kind of been unstitched or untied in the back. And it's kind of loose and empty, so he can hold that, grip it for different poses. He does come with a pair of golden goggles with a green translucent plastic, and see if I can get the light on here a little bit better. And they come with this little stretchy band of elastic around them, so that's kind of nice. He does come with this plastic grappling hook with just a small amount of rope on it. It looks really cool. I love anytime a Batman comes with a grappling hook. He also comes with this small holster that can fit an extra batarang, but it also can fit one of the accessories that comes in the Vigilante pack. So we're going to go over that here in just a little bit. But you take these little batarangs, you can fold them in half. And let's see, what is the best way? That doesn't really seem to fit that way. Can it go this way? No, it really has to go this way. But like I said, there's another accessory that I think kind of fits in here a little bit better, and we'll kind of go over that here in just a little bit. I wanted to start with the Batman himself and all of his accessories. Now, taking a look at those batarangs, you do get 4 of these things, and they are well painted. You can see all the little golden rivets that are painted in there, and there's a dark silver and a light silver, and they are all hinged, and they do all have that the finger holes in all 4 of them. They collapse up. You can put them on his belt. You can have him hold them in his hands. You can kind of stick them wherever you really want to. Yeah, don't stick them wherever you really want to. He comes with 6 throwing knives. These things are really tiny. They have a little bit of black paint on them, which is nice. He also comes with this stand that's got multiple points of articulation on it. It's very tight. It holds the figure very well. It's got this nice little clamp on the end, and it goes with the nice base that it comes with, which also has that nice Mike Mignola artwork. Now you've got a little foot peg here for his feet, and what you can do is I like to take the back end of the stand and kind of push that through, because it's really hard to try to do it with like your fingers, or anything small will work. You can just kind of push it out of the back, and the little piece pops out the front. Throw that back in the box so you don't lose it, and that's where your display stand goes. And I really dig it. It looks nice. I'm glad it's got the comic book art on it. It does come with that Mezco 1/12 baggie for all of your accessories, which is handy because this guy has a lot of them. Moving on to the heads here, we're going to take a look at the basic head that comes on him in the package. I really like how you can see his like ear poking through. There's some stitching in the back, stitching around the front. I really dig the way this looks. It looks great. It looks like a man inside of a mask, and it looks awesome. He does come with another head that's almost identical. The only thing is the mouth is slightly open. You can see a little bit of his teeth. I think I would have liked a little more grimace, or a little more teeth bearing on this one, just to make it more noticeable that it's different. At first glance, it's easy to dismiss them both as being identical. He does come with an unmasked Bruce Wayne head with those awesome Victorian mutton chops, which looks awesome. I dig it. And I really like this face. I like the look on his face, and it was very reminiscent of the way the character looked in the comic. He does come with this harness, and as you can see, my bat symbol is affixed a little crooked, and this is kind of across the board. I've seen many reviews where the little symbol is crooked, but we're going to fix that later on. I don't know if you can push this through from the back, but it is a separate piece. And we are going to be able to get that off, and I'm going to fix it, turn it, and glue it back in place, because it's just crooked enough to annoy me. But anyway, this harness looks incredible. It's got some nice coloring, nice sculpted detail. I love like the fur on the inside looks really great. The way you take this apart, which is, I'm not really sure. Let's see here. Does it come apart? And the back looks so detailed, and it's all this nice painted gears and how does this come off? Oh, okay, there we go. It just pops apart on the side. That's really cool. So that's how you do it. You just unclip it from each side of these little pegs, put it over the figure, and plug it back in. And we're going to take a look at that in just a little bit. Along with his backpack, he does come with 2 sets of wings that are hinged, and they have this elastic fabric on there, which looks really nice. And this thing it just looks really, really cool. I love all the painted detail, all the little points of articulation. This little handle that he holds onto is articulated in a couple of points. And I love that this thing goes on with a ball joint. I love the way that it collapses. I don't know that this will be, how I display this with my figure, but it is very nice. I love that it's included. So you just plug the little ball joint, the little ball peg inside the hole, and you can see how it articulates in and out, up and down, rotates all the way around, and looks really nice. This backpack is so intricate and so retro steampunk. I love it. It looks incredible. Let's go ahead and plug the other wing in, and so we can take a look at how this looks collapsed and spread out. Looks really, really good. I dig it. Oh, I've got these wings all kinds of crooked. Let's fix these up here. There we go. And man, that looks incredible. It looks so nice. I love the way this looks. Look how far you can extend them out. And it looks very menacing, very bat-like, and I dig it. It looks really, really cool. All right, turning our attention to Batman here. Man, this guy is just absolutely incredible. I absolutely love this figure. The detail, the cape, the cloak, everything about this figure to me is just, I love it. It's so cool, and I don't even know where to begin. But you can see that his cape, cloak, whatever you want to call it, is affixed to his shoulders with these 2 elastic straps. And I think you can see how like each part of it is wired, so you can kind of fold the collar up around his head for those cold, rainy London nights where he's patrolling the streets. This secondary part that goes around his shoulders is also wired, and so you can get some positioning with that as well. And of course, the cape along the sides and the back and the bottom. Oh man, look at you can really get this thing in some nice poses. The wire is, I would say, good enough. I would have liked it to be just a little bit stiffer so it can hold some of those higher poses, but it is a pretty good wire. I would say this is probably one of the better wires that I've seen in a cape. We're going to go ahead and pop the wrist off because I think this helps in getting the arms enough out of the way. We're going to go ahead and pop the head off. And just for a little bit, I want to take a look at the figure here without the cloak on so that we can just really appreciate all of the fine work that went into this figure. And let's get this cape out of the way so we can see everything. So let's go ahead, pop the fists back on. He does come with 2 closed fists on him in the package. And then let's just take a look at all of the detail here. So I'm really digging the lower part of this cowl. It looks really nice. The way it sits on his upper body looks really cool. I just love the bat suit. These boots are incredible. Man, this thing is awesome. All the little pouches. He has an additional holster right there. Look at the dirt and grime on his boots. Oh man, this is just so incredible. I love the way this little cowl lines up with the stitching in the back to make it look like, you know, he has to like lace up his mask. I love the stitching on the back of this. I love the stitching on the front as well. You've got these little painted sections here that are like raised plastic for the buttons. I love the belt here. You can put some knives over here. I like this belt, this drop holster area on his leg, all the little buckles on his boots. For articulation, he can look up all the way, which is great. He can look down quite a bit. You do have 2 points of articulation on the head and the neck, so that's really cool. Lots of tilt. You can get lots of emotion out of here. And let's see, can you move this? You can move the neck piece just a little bit. The arms do go all the way out to the side. Hit that T-pose and no problem. Just a little bit higher than a T-pose, which is great. There's some really nice articulation there. We do have, the arms can only go up about that far. The cloth is just a little too restrictive to let it go all the way around, but he can go back that far. He does have the upper bicep swivel. I believe we have double jointed elbows, but you're only going to get about that far, which is really good because of the thick material. This gauntlet piece here, the glove, is like a separate piece that rotates around. Depending on what hands you have on, you get all kinds of range of motion because they're on a little ball joint. He does have an upper diaphragm cut, and he can bend forward about that far. And let's go ahead and get this other arm down. And coupled with his waist articulation, he can bend all the way forward. That's a nice crouch. He can lean all the way back for swooping, swinging action. Looks really cool. You can rotate that upper diaphragm and side to side. The legs can go forward about that far. It seems like the pants are not really hindering the legs going forward. They can go out about that far, which is not bad at all, and can go back that far, which is really good. We do have double jointed knees. He can go all the way back, which is great. I wonder if we have like a, yeah, we've got lots of movement in that upper thigh area. So that's really cool. Let's see, the boot kind of swivels right there at the back. You can see where it rotates, which is nice. And then we have really stiff foot joints. So you don't get a lot of movement here. A little bit of rocker, a little bit of up and down, and that's it. I'm assuming they're on a ball joint, but you don't get a ton of movement. This thigh holster does like to drop down a lot, so you will have to deal with that. Let's pop this head off and pop his unmasked head on. And, well, no, let's go ahead and pop this head on. You can see it's not that big of a difference. It is pretty much the same. Man, I really wish it was a little different. But let's pop the Bruce Wayne head on so you can see what that looks like. And it looks so incredible. I dig that so much. As far as the articulation, you can really get some nice movement. He can look up just as far, look down just as far, and has all that tilt and range of motion there that the other Batman head has. Now, as far as this thing goes, let's see here. What is like the best way? I've seen people in other reviews say that the best thing to do here is to spread these hands out as much as possible, loose off of the figure, and sort of fit them under the handles. And that's what we're going to do. So we're going to go ahead and get both hands attached loose off of the figure. And let's see if I can do this one on camera. Because they're a little stiff, they're a little tough, even though they are rubbery and pliable. And there you have it. And then we're going to fit this on him with the hands already attached. All right, so let's go ahead. Love how the leather color matches up very nicely here. And then we're just going to fit these in, and we're definitely doing this without the cloak. I believe that, you know, doing this with the cloak would really, I mean, you're not going to be able to like snap these shut in any kind of secure way with that cloak on. It's just going to be too big and bulky. But we do have a fair amount of room here for this to work. And then what you want to do is stretch the wings out. You go ahead and extend the wings a little bit, and then you can just gently fit the hand onto the peg. And I think this is the best and safest way to not snap those, the handles off or break them in any kind of way. I don't think you would damage the wrist pegs in any way, but yeah, definitely the wing handles could pop off and break. And man, that just looks great. Let's get him in a little flight pose here, and he just looks incredible. Man, that looks so good. Once we get that bat symbol fixed on the front, this is going to be insane. God, he looks so great. We'll bend the leg forward, and just like that, we got a nice flight pose. All right, now that we've got that off, I just want to go ahead and get this guy kitted out a little bit. So we're going to go ahead and put some of his knives in his sheath on his belt. So we've got 3. It comes with 6, and that's a really good thing, because you drop these things on your carpet, they're gone. They're gone forever. Even the greatest detective in the world won't be able to find these things. So let's get them slid in there. That looks really nice. And let's see what we could do here. Let's get this out and get a batarang in there. And let's see if this fits in there a little bit better than the extra holster that he comes with. Let's see, how does this fit in? Does it go that way? I don't know if that's the best way. Let's see. Let's flip this around and put it in this way and see if that's any better. Let's see if that fits in there any better. Oh yeah, definitely. And then that kind of fits through the top hole there in the batarang. Sorry, I had to do that off camera. I had to get a little pair of tweezers to sort of feed that through and pull it through the little hoop. Let's see if we can put the extra little holster here on his belt. I think this may look better on his leg holster, and we're going to see how that works with one of the accessories in the Victorian Vigilante Accessory pack. And speaking of that pack, let's go ahead and take a look at it now. It does come with a separate set of goggles. These are silver, where the original ones are gold, and they come with red lenses. I'm not sure why we needed this, but I'm glad that they included it in case you want to use this for another figure instead of Batman. What else we have here? We have 2 of these grappling hook blast effects. You get 2 of these, which look really nice. It's got a little blast effect on the end, a little grappling hook, and I don't think this little blast effect is removable. I think it is glued on there. Yeah, that does not come off, does not twist and turn in any way. Next up, we get 3 of these stick grenades, which are really cool. Have a little brown paint and dark gray paint on them. We have this really nice leather bandolier that goes across his chest to hold those grenades. Nice weathering and little silver buckles on this. We do get this nice set of old world style handcuffs that do work. You can pull these apart. They have a real metal chain. I think probably what would be best, though, if you want to put these on like the Joker or whoever else, is probably take the hands off, slide these over the wrist pegs, and then plug the hand back in. But that's a real metal chain, so that's nice. Nice attention to detail there. You have this really nice lantern. Man, how I wish this thing lit up, but it's got an articulation point there. It looks really, really nice, kind of flat on the back. Has some weathering, some scratches, and little rivets. I just want to make sure that handle's popped in all the way, and then a nice kind of like translucent yellow piece of plastic on the inside. And then we have the controversial things. We have the guns that DC would not let Mezco include. So it's got this like faux leather strap here. This kind of looks like a grease gun style machine gun. But you can also put the blast effect in the end of this. It's got a little hole there, and that fits in nicely. So if you wanted to turn this into a machine gun style grappling gun, you certainly could do that. This thing is nice, has some nice weathering on it. I really am glad that they give him some sort of like larger machine gun style weapon. That looks really cool. Next up, we have this nice little beautiful pistol, which is really cool. It's got a rotating revolver style cylinder here in the middle, which looks really cool. It's very reminiscent of like Hellboy's Samaritan gun, which I really dig. It does also have a little hole in the end, and so this is a little more fitting for his grapple gun. You can see there that looks really nice. Nice weathering and brown paint on this pistol. And speaking of this pistol, I'm pretty sure that this is going to fit in nicely with this holster here, and I really dig the way this looks. Sliding it in this way, let's see. It does fit. It fits in there nicely, but I think it may work better if it's turned around this way. Let's see if that fits better. Oh man, that fits in there perfectly. Too bad this is backwards. Maybe I'll move this holster here to his other leg. I don't know if I want to put the holster on the back of it. I really want to kind of see the gun on his the grapple gun on his leg. So I wonder if we could just swap that over. I don't know if we'll be able to remove the boots or not. But yeah, I mean, look, I didn't even have to remove the boots. It just slid right over the boots, no problem, and then slid right back on. And I think that looks great. I think that looks really cool. We're going to go ahead and fit him here with his bandolier. Let's get that on. Oh man, this guy is going to be so kitted out and ready to take on the mean streets of London. God, this looks awesome. Yeah, there was no doubt when I got this thing in hand right before Christmas. I was like, yeah, this is definitely going to be my figure of the year. And it was. I'm glad you guys had a chance to check out that video. Spoiler alert if you haven't. This was number one on the list. So we get those grenades across his chest. He's got 3 grenades, 3 knives. He's got his grapple gun. And then let's go ahead and get his cloak back on. I just like to feed it on one arm first and then get this other strap. I really should have taken the wrists off before doing this. But there we go. There we go. Get that fitted on nicely. Get the chain. Oh, let's get this piece of fabric out of the way. Get this folded down nicely. And here we go. Let's get the head popped on. There we go. Oh man, this guy is incredible. Oh, this accessory pack really, really adds so much to this figure. I'm just digging this guy. Let's get the wires down, laying down nice and flat here. Oh man, this is just one incredible Gotham by Gaslight figure. Probably the best one that's ever made. Definitely the best one that's ever been made in my opinion. Okay, now on to some modifications. We're going to see if we can pop this symbol off. Just pushing on it a little bit. I've already gotten it out quite a bit. It does not come through the back of the harness. It's only attached to the front, so no pushing on the back is really going to help you any. It does feel like it's just barely glued in there on mine, just at the bottom. So we're just going to keep working this. I haven't even heated this up with a heat gun. I've just started pulled off without tearing the harness, and there we go. There we have it pulled off. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some glue on this and then pop it back in where it should be appropriately placed. Yeah, we're definitely going to have to glue that for it to stay in, but we're definitely going to fix this. Okay, so I fixed this off screen. I've gone on and glued it in, and yeah, there we go. We've got it straightened up. It's nice and centered and looking really good. So if yours is crooked, you could just pop it right off and fix it, no problem. The next thing I did is I saw this modification on somebody's post on Facebook, and I knew I had to do it. So what I did was I painted the front part of his mask a darker bluish black, just on the front, around the eyes and around the nose piece, you can see. And then I've emphasized this stitching with a little light blue stitching around the front of the mask. Like I said, this is not my idea. I saw somebody do it on Facebook and I thought it looked incredible, and I definitely wanted to do it and add that little bit of Dark Knight Detective Kenner's Superpowers Batman look to this guy. So let's get him under some lighting and into some backgrounds and see how he poses up. Like I said, guys, there's spoiler alert, this was definitely my figure of the year for 2023. I've loved Gotham by Gaslight my entire life. It is one of my all-time favorite comics. Mike Mignola is one of my all-time favorite artists, probably my favorite artist in all of comics. And when you put him together with Batman, it's just like peanut butter and jelly. It is, or like peanut butter and chocolate. It's like, it's a match made in heaven. And this figure is incredible. I am not the biggest fan of Mezco Toyz. I've said it before. To me, their 1/12 collective, their figures articulate beautifully and come with tons of accessories, and they're very much worth the value that you pay for them. But to me, the clothes are always so bulky that they end up looking more like those old school retro Migos. To me, just me personally. I know that their Gomez figures look great and have really nice tight hero figures. All tend to have, like, their clothes seem to be bulky and big and out of proportion, and I just don't dig them. That's just my opinion. But the way that this character was designed, his cloak, his clothes are heavy and durable. I think it works, and I think it fits. And this figure is absolutely incredible, from the sculpt, the soft goods, the stitching, the accessories, everything that he comes with, the extra vigilante pack that he comes with that you can add so much to this figure, the glider, everything, every decision that they made on this figure is incredible, and I absolutely love it. This is clearly my figure of the year for 2023. I still have it on my desk so I can play with it every day. I have the accessory bag out on my desk, so I'm just constantly changing it and fooling around with it and playing it. I just can't. I've had this guy now for about 3 weeks, and I just can't stop messing with it. And I think that that right there is the mark of not only a figure of the year, but just a really awesome action figure and a really fun toy to like play around with. I do have the accompanying piece, the Gotham by Gaslight Joker. I will be doing a follow-up review for that guy. I've had that guy in my possession for about 2.5 years, just waiting for this Batman to come along and they be shelf mates together. So I finally get to open that figure up, play around with it, and mess around with it, and put him on the shelf with Batman. So I know this has been a really long and lengthy review. I said I was still going to keep my reviews to about 10 to 12, 15 minutes. And I still plan on doing that. But this was just such a massive figure, a massive release with so many accessories and so much to go over. I actually wanted to give you guys a long and lengthy look at everything that comes with this figure. So I apologize for the long video and the rants and the long-windedness. And the gushing. I love this figure, and I couldn't wait to share my thoughts on this guy with you guys. So thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching. I super appreciate it. Please continue to check us out over at Instagram at Saturday Morning Toy Collector. I am your Saturday Morning Toy Collector. I'm your host, Mark, and I will see you in the toy aisles.